Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Tim is a certified financial fiduciary and a no-market risk retirement and income specialist, and the owner of SafeMoneyRetirement.com, primarily serving Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia. But he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Wood is a licensed life insurance professional in multiple states and specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies. And now, here to talk with you about no market risk retirement planning, your host, Tim Wood.
Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio. I'm Tim Wood, an asset and retirement protection specialist. As most of you know, I released my book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, back in 2022. And I'm thrilled to have journalist and podcast pioneer Doug Sandler with Turnkey Podcast Productions with me today to discuss part 2 of chapter 5, Legacy Planning, More Than Just Peace of Mind.
So I'm sensing that long-term care insurance is an active participant or category that you're going to discuss in the Safe Money Retirement Plan.
Yes, absolutely. There's a whole section in the book about it. And during the Fact Finder, there's a whole section in the Fact Finder that we will be talking about long-term care coverage and what would you like to do? Yes.
As inevitable as it's going to be to talk about long-term care insurance as a part of the Safe Money Retirement Plan, it also makes it's going to be without a doubt, that death and taxes are one of those inevitable things as well. What do you want someone to know about death and taxes aside from both of them being inevitable?
Both are inevitable, unfortunately. Yeah. Again, a couple things. First of all, what do you really want to have happen when you die? That's the biggest thing, is you need to have a plan, have that plan in place, know what's going to happen. And that way you once again, when you go, you know that everything is covered. But there are things that you can do now to make your legacy better. In other words, one of the things that I'm thinking about that just came to mind when you asked that question is Roth conversions. Someone can have $1 million in a qualified account, which a qualified account is a qualified retirement plan like an IRA, a 401, 403, TSP, any of those that still has taxes owed on it. Mm-hmm. Well, most people don't realize, unless that money goes to your spouse, if it goes to your kids, your grandkids, basically almost anyone else, there are a few exceptions, but it's very rare. Those people are going to have the taxes due on all of that within 10 years of your passing. So think about it. If you're leaving it to your grandkid, and let's say your grandkid's in their 30s and they're making $35,000 a year. Well, they're paying probably 10% taxes right now, if even that. If now they're going to have to take $100,000 a year out of yours because they've got to have it liquidated within 10 years, if you've got $1 million account, that just kicked their income up to 135, which, yeah, that's great. I mean, they're not going to be mad about it. But it also just kicked their tax level up significantly, probably to about 24%. So that's one big thing that you can think about as far as death and taxes is how much of this tax burden do you want to pass on? Because the taxes have to be paid. And then the second part of that is there is one way that you can get away from ever having to pay taxes on it. Here's a lot of people don't know this.
I am listening.
Here it is. Leave any of those qualified accounts to charities, whether it's a church, whether it's the American Heart Association, the Goodwill, I don't care what it is, a charity. If you leave any type of qualified money, 401ks, 403bs, any of that still has taxes owed, if you have them named as the beneficiary, there's no taxes due because those institutions don't pay taxes. So you can basically, what I tell people is, let's get money converted and let's do stuff with your after-tax money and do that for your family. Any that still needs to have taxes paid on it, let's have the beneficiary of that, because you said you wanted to leave X number of dollars to this church. Leave the 401k, because if you leave the 401k to your kids, they're going to have to pay the taxes. You leave it to your church, they're not. Can make a huge difference. So just being with someone that can make that, again, plan. I hate to keep going back to making a plan, but it's really making a smart plan, and it includes death and taxes and what's going to happen when you're gone.
Failing to plan is planning to fail. I mean, it's right there, and I love it. Again, some of these things, many of these things that you're chatting about in your book, I've never even thought of. So I can only imagine that many of our listeners to this podcast are listening to this saying, "Why didn't I think of that?" Or "I didn't think of that." So, Tim, I really appreciate, again, you sharing your wisdom and discussing your book. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate your time.
So, and stay tuned for Safe Money Retirement Radio for all of our listeners that are out there for more interviews about the other chapters in the book as well. And make sure that you grab your free copy of Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success right now. Just head over to safemoneyretirement.com or call 844-905-SAFE.
Are you ready to step away from all of the risks and have your own safe money retirement? A copy of my book can help be a roadmap to get you there. Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success was written to help educate soon-to-be retirees or current retirees about what their options really are in retirement. Options for gains with no losses, options for income that you cannot outlive or your spouse can't outlive. You need to know what your options really are and how you can work with a certified financial fiduciary to make sure that you are in the best option. And my book can help. I will give you a copy absolutely free. Just give us a call, 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or just log right onto our website at safemoneyretirement.com and register for your free book right now. Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call, and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market risk. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe with locked-in returns that will never go down due to market risk, so you can have the future that you deserve. Call Tim Wood now for your free copy of his #1 best-selling book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, along with the free Safe Money Retirement Information Kit at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or visit him online for more details at safemoneyretirement.com. Have you recently changed jobs and now you have a 401k or another retirement account you don't want to expose to the risk of market loss? You have worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Since you will probably start another retirement account at your new job, why not ensure your old account provides you principal protection, the opportunity to participate in the market with locked-in accumulation, and a guaranteed lifetime income? We can help you roll over the retirement account from your previous employer and identify products that provide the potential of index-linked credited interest while limiting market risk. Did you know that if you're age 59 and a half, you may be able to move money out of your employer plan even if you're still working there? Call us now and ask about bonus options on your retirement money with a fixed indexed annuity. Imagine putting your money on an elevator that only goes up. It might stop on a few floors along the way when the market index goes down, but you won't go back to visit the lower floors. Our phone number is 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. You can get your complimentary Safe Money Retirement Information Kit by calling us now. That number again is 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Did you know that your Social Security could be much higher depending on what option you choose for claiming your benefit? Social Security income is not as simple as some think. When should you take it? Should you only take your spouse's benefit while you continue to work? Deciding how to receive your Social Security benefit can make your head spin. Don't decide about your retirement without the facts. Call us now and ask for your complimentary Social Security guide at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.